basically what I want to talk about is just all of the details before you leave for a trip. As many of you know, there's always a lot of little details at the end that we're trying to get coordinated together. I'm sending you emails about this, that, and the other. There's just so many little last-minute details. Well, what we've decided to do moving forward is to be able to give you something that puts everything all in one place. So everything that you kind of need as you prepare to actually leave here and actually go on your mission trip, we're going to put a little packet together and give to you. So this is going to be something that I give to you right before you leave, when we have our last little get together about like getting petty cash and all those details. We want to put something in your hands that'll just help you be able to just navigate that transition of going onto the field and be prepared to go with your team on the trip. So this is a little packet we're calling the pre-departure packet. So basic, simple, to the point. So this is something that's going to be tailor-made to each and every team. So it's going to have information that you need for your trip. So it's going to look something like this. This may not be the final, but this is what it's going to look like. But basically, you're going to be able to open it. And I do email, like you might know, I do email you the ticket information once we have the tickets booked. But I'm also going to include a copy of this in here, so that way if you either forget to print it out before you go on the trip, or it's just too many things to kind of juggle all together, you at least have it all in one spot. So it's going to be nice, handy little thing like that. So also in this will be all of the, pretty much all the basic logistics for wherever you're going. So each location, there's like a few details that are different from the other locations. So we want to make sure you have all of that in one concise place. So there'll be also pages in here right after that section that speaks to you specifically what you need to know about your location that you're going to. For example, this is a packet to Northern Ireland. So this is all of the details for what they need to know when they arrive, what they're going to do, like transportation once they get there. So this is all of the step-by-step details of what they need. So before you would have gotten this in emails from me, but here it is laid out. So you can just open it up again on the airplane and look at it again, just to make sure you know what's going on. So, and any other details that you need to give to your team about once you arrive, like landing cards, any of those kind of details, all will be included in here together. So that way you're communicating it at the very end so people know, and then you have this to reference. So, yes, all that will be in there. So it'll be tailored to each of your individual trips that you're going on. So it'll just be that landing point for all of the final details you need before you leave for a trip. Also, we want to include in here a very important part of your process when you're preparing your team, is all of the training meetings beforehand. But we also want to make sure people are highlighting how to transition people from being on the mission field to coming back here. So you might have seen in the Mission Leader Manual, there's a section about the reentry process. So we wanted to include that teaching in here as well. So some of you might bring your Missions Leader Manual on the trip itself, but we also wanted to include this little piece here. So this is something great that you can have your team just like sit down together, maybe the last night or just sometime before you leave for your trip. And it's all here, and you can just kind of go through it, just talk about some of the scriptures, but use that time that you would have a meeting together as your last night. But all that piece is right here, so that way you can access it. It's there, and just kind of help people prepare to go back home. So that piece is there, and then the last detail that this is going to have in it, it's a very important piece. This is going to be our missions trip evaluation. Many people know that we have the post-trip survey in the back of the manual. We're just going to make that go away right now, because this is what we're going to end up using instead. This is a great tool that's going to help us to be able to know what's going on with the missions team. Debbie's going to probably talk about this in a little bit. But this is just something great that we want all of our team members to fill out. And we're going to include it in here so that way people can be filling this out on the way back home. So you can do it on the airplane, like have everybody fill it out, and then you can collect it and then turn it in to me once we do all of the post-trip details and all of that. So this is just such a great piece. It's going to be for the leader and for the team members to fill out, so there'll be enough copies in your individual trip packet. So that way all this information will be there. So this is a handy dandy little book. So any questions about this at all? Does everybody like this idea? Everybody's just being it? Yay!